Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, C Wit. I told you that my live was going to be lit today because I am somewhere I haven't been in a minute.
Yeah,
a few months. I am here with the Mary Green of the Black Women's Expo and so much more. And I felt it was time, Mary, to come chat with you and find out what's going on, because although the Black Women's Expo as we know it did not occur this year,
right.
You have a lot going on. In fact, I don't even know where to start, but I guess I'll start with some of the things you did right after Black Women's Expo. We canceled the in-person event. You did some great online platform type things.
We did for the whole month of April, but before we got to that, we probably cried for the rest of March.
Yeah, I cried with you.
We did. We went home and didn't know how to shelter in place really, but had to learn all of that.
Yeah.
But the whole month of April, my team came to me and decided we need to bring the expo to life, even if it's virtual.
Right.
But some of the components and many of the components that people enjoyed, we wanted to bring to a virtual platform, and we did. So every week on a Saturday, we had an event, starting with the Clark Sisters movie. And the premiere of that was our first virtual event.
That was a great movie, too.
That was a great movie, and everybody loved it. We did a watch party and everything, so had a lot of engagement. And so we moved on from that to doing something every week, whether it was workout videos and workout instructors actually doing something.
I was doing those workouts for the record, Mary. I was sweating it out with you.
I know. We even tried to do some cooking demonstrations, but we also had panels and discussions. And then the final one on that April month was Melody Spann Cooper and her group of women doing something called Made, which was how they have all made it, very professional and successful women. So,
I didn't want that session to end, by the way. When you look at women like you, whom I admire, and you all are just sitting around as girlfriends, well, virtually sitting around,
right.
chatting about the journeys that you've taken and how you're still standing in a society where we have to do double the work with half the recognition.
And be double as good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All the time. And so I look to you and your team over here as setting the example of what it looks like to pivot during the pandemic.
Right.
And you have been doing just that. And I needed to tell everybody there are some things that you have worked on more recently around the census and us getting counted.
And that whole word of pivot is so funny to me, because it's a word that we all knew but no one used it. And now everyone is using that word, because you did have to, turn and switch or not.
Right.
And so we did. So in April and May and June, we continued to work on projects. And July 11th, we did a huge project for the census, a huge 5-hour virtual event that had many different components, worked with many different recipients of the census, worked with Counting on Chicago Coalition. And so we had something every hour that was sponsored by one of those not-for-profit organizations, and that was very impactful, I thought.
Massive, I would say, a massive undertaking. And even more recently with the Census Sunday Gospel concert.
Right. But before we even got to this past Sunday and doing that Census Sunday Gospel concert that was live at Apostolic Faith Church for the performances, and then a lot of virtual and pre-recorded through the Stella Awards, other gospel performances, we did 3 events and supported 3 events around the state.
Wow.
So there were events happening in Peoria, in Champaign, and in East St. Louis, which we called Metro East.
Yes.
So we ended up that's part of your town.
Yes, right over the state line.
All right, we supported those community organizations in putting on events on Saturdays, giveaways and book bags and supply giveaways and food, and also making sure that they could assist people who needed to still fill out the census questionnaire.
Right.
So then we did that, and then Sunday was, like the culmination of it all.
Yes, and it was amazing.
It was done in a very short period of time. We produced that in conjunction with Win-Win Communications, Counting on Chicago Coalition's event, the Illinois Census, 2020. But it was fabulous. We did, how you don't know what, it's going to be a good event.
Right.
But you really don't know the engagement, because we're all just treading
to get it done.
No, but treading to this virtual thing, not knowing how many people will, get on and sign up,
stay on,
and register and stay on.
Yeah.
But so far we're up almost to 20,000
I
views.
saw that more than 20,000 people
views.
tuned in, and that's the cool thing about the times in which we live now. Is even if I didn't see it on Sunday, I can go right now
and see that
and watch it. Or if I loved it so much, I want to watch it over and over.
Right.
I want to share it with my family. And so I have been trying so hard, Mary, during these times to look at the bright spots that the COVID has brought on. And I feel like you and your team definitely represent that, in that just because we weren't gathered at McCormick Place does not mean that the spirit of the Black Women's Expo, the entrepreneurs that are involved in this, this is still going to continue. But before we get to that, because I know they're like, but what about the Black Women's Expo? You have another project that you're currently working on with the Black cardiologists.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this virtual thing really has kicked off. We will be producing the first annual, and maybe it won't be annual, but virtual gala awards and fundraiser for the Association of Black Cardiologists, which is out of D.C. And that is an event that would normally be in L.A., would be a live event, and so we are doing their virtual event. It is a huge production.
I bet.
It is 2 hours. It will be with 2 different production teams, one out of New York and one out of LA. We'll be doing some live things on this show, but also some recorded messages, and there are sponsors, and there are, a whole committee of folks, and Greg Williams from The Wire is doing all of our voiceovers.
Oh, nice.
And the MC is Sunny Hostin from ABC's The View. We also
hey,
have
Sunny, in case she happens to watch this.
Also have Vanessa Williams and Lou Gossett Jr. that are part of the virtual gala. So we are really proud of ourselves. We have, and the thing about it is you learn things along the way.
Yes.
And don't be so afraid to start, you know, because people will, teach you what you don't know.
That's
but
right.
We've learned some things along the way, but, having Sharita Childs, who has been with us for a while, and she is the tech maven.
Tech maven.
We are able to put together these events that, just like that. And it's something that, we love doing. So.
And I'm thinking that there's some people who are watching and were like, okay, I just thought she did the Black Women's Expo. No, there are so many layers to this phenom of a woman. Wow. And I'm just glad to be along for the ride. And so I wanted to at least tease a little bit about some of the planning and the thought process around Black Women's Expo, because obviously it can't look the same in 2021, and in my opinion it's going to look better.
I don't think it definitely won't look the same in 2021. Who knows what, many people are thinking that the whole year of 2021 we may be backing off a huge event. But events are still running and still up, and some people are doing events now. But we want to be safe as well. We do have April dates up at McCormick Place, and if you look on McCormick Place website, you will see all of these events up starting in January that people are moving forward with their events. There are many different things that will be in place to make sure that everyone is safe and secure, and McCormick is doing a lot in terms of sanitation and how we do food, and everything is going to change so that we're all safe. But we plan to have that event, and who knows, we may have to move it back a month or two, but we also plan to do something virtual.
Yes.
I don't think you can continue to work in this space and not think about how you do both.
Absolutely.
So we're looking forward to getting that kind of information out to our followers, our vendors in the next month or so.
And I look forward to helping you push that message because people stop me and ask me, how's Mary Green and what are they doing? I'm like, she's busier than ever. Mary, what would you say to small business owners who are watching this, us who look up to you in this time where if you want to stay at the table and eat, what would you say to them with these changes coming down the pipeline?
Stay at the table. Stay at the table. Not be afraid. I'm not going to lie that in the first couple months when we all started this pandemic, something we've never been through, something we've never even thought of. It was like, what are you talking about? Stay in the house, wear a mask, sanitizer. You could get sick. People are dying. I mean, it was very scary. It was very scary. But at some point you decide you're gonna be in it to win it, and that you're going to stay focused on what you can do, because we have not only do we have a following, but we have people that rely on us for their businesses as well, for their revenue. So we couldn't just stop.
Right.
You know, and just stop and say, well, we're not going to even do anything anymore. I mean, many people have. I mean, a lot of businesses have had to shut their doors, and we understand that. And because we were lean and mean in the beginning, we didn't have to change very much when it came to that. Just keep working at it and waiting to see what what was going to be the outcome.
Yeah.
And that's where we are. But I would say to business owners, think about what else you can do. And I think that's the thing. I looked at the Expo. Many people look at the Black Women's Expo as an event, but it really is a platform.
That's right.
For Black women. So in that, there's a lot of opportunity for businesses and things you can provide.
Yes.
And things you can do. And
Absolutely.
webinars and virtual events are one of them.
So that's Mary telling you this. If you don't believe me that there are ways to reinvent yourself.
Exactly.
There's a veteran here on my screen that is telling us to stay at the table. And I think the best part of this is that people will get the opportunity to experience your brand who never have before.
Yes.
Because with it being that dimension of in person before for 25 years, it was like, I'm going to go to McCormick Place. I'm going to buy my candles, my purse, my popcorn.
I'm going to
park. But now I can be in London and say, I'm going to the Expo, and I just can't wait to see what's going to transpire as you continue to pivot to get ready for April. I just want to thank you for taking time to chat it up with me.
Thank you for coming back to always catch up.
I'm here. I'm in the shy today, everybody. But I wanted to tee everybody up to stay tuned, continue to watch social media, follow the Black Women's Expo page, which we're broadcasting live from as well, to get these updates. Sharita is over there just cooking. Her ideas are everywhere, and we can't wait what it morphs into, and I'm here for it all, Mary.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you all next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.